Hey, everybody, it's Carrie Weishart, and I'm so glad to be here once again on Keep Indiana Learning with my special YouTube video on Go to the Assistant Principal's Office, a Seismic Shift. The idea of this YouTube series is just to talk about all the ways that I am learning to create a different environment for students, staff, and community to feel differently about the principal's office. And so today I'm really excited to talk to you about lessons at lunch duty. So one of the ways I want to change the way students see the assistant principal's office is in the way that I'm able to interact with them. And how do we interact with these students? We know that a big part of student culture and climate is social media. And I will tell you, a lot of leaders, including myself, get really tired of social media. How many times does it come to my office because of a bullying reason or for reasons where students are communicating to one another over social media and it isn't positive? But we all know that we can harness social media for the positive. Another way I'm wanting to change the way students see the assistant principal's office is also how they see my role. And so one of the ways I want to do that is listening to them and valuing their opinions and interacting with them in ways that are fun, that create a climate and culture of collaboration. So early on, when TikTok started to be all the rage, I decided to go ahead and start an account. And I actually was shocked with what happened. We all know, those of us who are on TikTok, that there's an algorithm, and one of the popular algorithms is that of teachers and educators. And sometimes it's disappointing for me because I get on there and I see a lot of educators saying negative things about what's happening in our schools and what's happening in their classrooms. And I understand some of them have had some really difficult situations with maybe their job or their profession. But I have always sworn to the fact that anything that I do on social media is going to point to the positive things that are happening within my school community. And so I was able to start that TikTok when I was still a teacher. I have been an administrator for 3 years, and in that time, was able to showcase some of the fun things that we were doing. But as I was trying to establish relationship with students and really hear them and value them, one of the things I wanted to do on my TikTok is something during lunch duty. Lunch duty is one of the most valuable times for a leader, administrator, to get to know students. I know lunch duty is one of those things that's always been touted as a negative thing. Oh my goodness, like I have to go to lunch duty. But I have found that it is a great time for me to get to know students kind of on their own terms, on their own turf. So a few years ago, I had received these cards, these conversation cards. And, you know, there's all different kinds of conversation cards, but these conversation cards were created through an organization Blake Mycossi calls Made For. And I tell you what, if you want to learn more about Made For and silver linings, I wrote a blog post for Keep Indiana Learning about silver linings and Made For, the organization. So hop on over to the Keep Indiana Learning blog and check out my blog about that. But these cards ask simple questions like, what's something unique about you that others might not know? And so what I would do is during lunch duty, I would go visit all kinds of different lunch tables. I would fan out the cards just like someone would do in Vegas, and I would tell the students to draw a card. I started posting these videos to TikTok. Well, what did that do? First of all, we're talking at lunch with students about things that have nothing to do with school. Number two, I'm getting opportunities to interact with students on their terms. Number three, I'm posting it to social media. And as we know, in our leadership positions, it's really important for the community to see the cool things we are doing and the great relationships we have with students. So let me show you one of my very favorite videos that happened at lunch. All right, what's your card say?
Describe your perfect day.
Describe your perfect day.
Is it like hanging out with people? Like just like, okay. First, I would wake up, I would have like some good blueberry pancakes, right? Ooh. Amazing blueberry pancakes. And then I would just sit down and I would just talk to like Neil Armstrong, maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson, everyone that's like smart. I would just put them all in a room and just have them talk to each other, and I would just listen for hours. And that would be my day. That would be all of it.
What was crazy about this video is Carter, this student. I did not expect that answer from Carter at all. I learned that he knows who Neil deGrasse Tyson is, that he's interested in learning from people. Of course, his perfect day would be sitting around and listening to people talking about learning. So immediately I have a connection with Carter that is on his terms, but that's beyond the school day. And so the next time I see him, if I want to, I can talk about blueberry pancakes, or I can talk about Neil deGrasse Tyson, or I can talk about Neil Armstrong. It's given me lots of opportunities to learn more about these students. You know, harnessing social media for us to have connections is great, but you can also harness social media for other leaders to have connections with our students. One of the ways that I wanted to do this is we have a competition in the fall where students collect points in their SSTs. That's for us as their homerooms. And at the end, the SST that wins gets a full Thanksgiving dinner. So we collect points by doing things that increase the spirit of our school. Well, last year, I came up with an idea called #selfies with the soup. You know, in our leadership positions, we want to make ways for us to get involved with students, but superintendents can have a really hard time finding a way to connect with students because of just their location. So we came up with a great way for students to earn points for our competition by utilizing the #selfie with the soup on Twitter, on Instagram, but also releasing this video on TikTok.
I'm getting ready for DeKalb High School's brand new competition. And to prepare for this competition, I want to introduce you to your biggest point getter. Your biggest point getter is right around the corner at Central Office at DeKalb Central Schools. Let me show you what you can do to get the most points.
Oh, hey, Angie, she's just getting a jump start on the whole super with the selfie, and she's in it to win it, of course. But I am super, get it? Super excited about the opportunity to have a selfie taken with you, DeKalb.
Look for Mr. Teeters and get you some points. #selfie with the soup.
What was really cool about this ability to harness social media is students started posting their selfies all over. And I know the first year, I know my superintendent was like, oh no, but he came to me later and he said, Carrie, this has been such an opportunity for me to have time with students, again, on their own terms, where it's just a lot of fun and they can see us as human beings, and it helps us to establish relationships with those students. So another way to get on the students' turf and to harness social media is to make it good. And when students are posting, give them positive reasons to post on social media. Finally, about that, I wanted to direct your attention.
Oh, I showed her.
What is it? So earlier in one of my other videos, I talked about the big red box. And one of the ways that I've tried to change the culture of both the office and our school is by having students write anonymous compliments and put them in a big red box that is in our main hallway in our school. Well, we started that again this year. At the beginning of the year, we put as many compliments in the box as possible, and then we disseminate them throughout the school through our Barron television, through our secretaries, through delivery, through reading them at basketball games and football games. And this was a really fun video. I was videoing for TikTok, because that's where all of our students are, a video as everyone brought down the compliments. And this was a really awesome interaction that I had with some students who were bringing compliments for the box. This was not planned.
Oh, I showed her.
What is it that you are doing right now?
I am taking our class's compliments and putting them in the red box.
Okay. How meaningful is this moment for you right now?
Very.
This is a very meaningful moment. All right. Do you have an assistant here?
Yeah, Braden
Okay,
Boyd.
Braden, what are you doing?
I'm putting our compliments in the box.
Braden, what kind of difference do you think these compliments are going to make in the lives of those who receive
It's
them?
gonna make them realize how much it means to people, what they're doing.
Aw, that's very sweet. All right, Jake, let's see.
Go ahead.
Let's make it. Are you going to do it together?
Together, ready?
Togetherness.
Wait.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Oh, look at that. Like, so much applause for this moment. Well done.
So, in conclusion today, folks, there's a lot that you can do to establish relationships with students by using the social media that can often be used as harm, but we can turn it around and use it for good. It's been really exciting to see the reaction for those on Twitter to what we have done here at DeKalb High School. And I know there's many schools that are doing it as well. But I challenge you, find ways to connect with students that are outside the box, that create a really positive community with creativity and camaraderie. So thanks today for visiting me with Go to the AP's office, creating a seismic shift. I look forward to seeing you next time when I talk about campfire chats and book clubs. Take care.